All right, let's dive right in. Today, we're doing something a little different. We're not really looking at a product itself, but at the story used to sell it. We're going to deconstruct the sales text for a memory supplement called ProMind Complex and see exactly how it's built to guide a potential customer from just being curious to actually making a purchase. So the whole thing kicks off with this really powerful hook. It's a feeling that, let's be honest, most of us can probably relate to, and immediately taps into that little bit of anxiety we might have about our own memory. And just like that, it creates a connection. The message here is pretty clear. Hey, I get you. I've been there myself. And just to be super clear about our goal here, this isn't about whether this supplement actually works or not. Nope. Instead, we're going to be detectives. We're looking at the architecture of the message itself. How is this argument built, piece by piece, from the ground up? Okay, so let's get into the first part of this whole story. This is the setup. It's all about setting the stage, and the main ingredient here is building up a whole lot of credibility through a very personal and very relatable confession. So meet our guide, a guy named Carl Henderson. The text right away positions him as this trusted authority figure, a professor of psychology with, 3 decades of experience. And this is a classic move. It's all about establishing authority. The idea is that you're not listening to some random salesperson. You're listening to an expert who's dedicated his entire life to this stuff. And get this, his motivation, it's framed as being totally selfless. This is so crucial. Before a single product is even mentioned, he's presented not as a businessman, but as this benevolent guide who's just here to share his mountains of knowledge to help you out. It's a really powerful way to build trust right from the get-go. So now that the trust is pretty well established, the narrative shifts into its next phase, giving you something of real value totally upfront. It's a classic play from the marketing playbook. Basically, you give something away for free, and people naturally feel a little bit inclined to give something back. The text really builds the anticipation here, doesn't it? It frames these tips as genuine, research-proven strategies. It's designed to make you lean in and think, okay, what are these secrets this expert is about to share with me? So let's see what he's got. And here they are, a list of 6 things you can do. Drink water, add sensory information, get good sleep. Now, these are all really practical and pretty widely known pieces of advice, right? And you know what? That is exactly the point. By giving away helpful, actionable info like this, the text just reinforces the author's expertise and makes him seem generous. You, the reader, feel like you've already gotten something valuable, and it didn't cost a thing. Okay, now this is where the real magic happens from a sales perspective. This is the big turning point. It's the bridge that takes us from all that general advice to the one specific solution they want to sell. So think about it. The author has established himself as this trustworthy expert. He's given you some free tips. The groundwork is perfectly laid. The relationship is built. And now he makes the pivot to the real reason this whole text exists. This line right here perfectly shows that transition. The message completely shifts from what you can do to what he has already done for you. And just listen to that language. Perfected, powerful, amazing. This makes the solution sound like it's not just general knowledge, but his own unique, special creation. And boom, there it is, the introduction of the hero of our story, ProMind Complex. Everything up to this point, the personal story, the fancy credentials, the free tips, it was all basically a runway leading right to this moment. And did you notice how they frame the whole selling part here? It's not presented as some big business venture. Oh no, it's an act of sharing. The commercial side of things is really downplayed. It's just him and some friends at a small company trying to get his incredible discovery out to the world. All right, let's break down the final act of this pitch, the offer itself. This is where the story shifts from gentle persuasion to a direct call for you to do something, and it uses some very classic techniques to seal the deal. First up, we have a textbook case of what's called price anchoring. You see how they establish this higher value of $99 first? Well, that makes the actual price of $69 seem like a really great deal. You're not just buying something, you feel like you're getting a bargain. And then there's this classic move. They structure the offer to make you want to spend more. By showing you that the price per bottle drops a lot when you buy more, that best value package suddenly looks like the smartest financial choice, right? Which, of course, gets you to spend more money overall. And now for the final piece of the puzzle, getting rid of any doubt you might still have. To tackle that little voice in your head asking, but what if it doesn't work for me? they roll out this incredibly powerful empty bottle guarantee. This is called risk reversal, and it basically shouts, hey, you have absolutely nothing to lose here. And finally, we get to the close. This part uses really strong, direct language. There's a sense of urgency, act right now. The whole process is promised to be super simple and secure, and there's a very clear, repeated instruction, click the button. The goal is to get you to stop thinking and start acting immediately. So after breaking all of this down, you can really see the careful construction of this whole narrative. It starts with connection, it builds trust, it gives away some value, and then it pivots to this very carefully structured offer. It really leaves us with a big question, doesn't it? In a world that's just flooded with this kind of content, how do we get better at seeing the hidden architecture behind the message?